problems of our country, particularly unemployment and the corruption. Corruption means accept money or presents in order to undertake any work by government official is defined as corruption. Or to offering bribe in order to undertake illegal work by illegal means is also defined as corruption. It is one of the widespread problem of our Indian. It is spread like the cancer of our Indian society. In our every walk of our life, we have to see the practice of corruption. It has defined as offering bribe and follow any other illegal means to achieve some illegal benefits, we are defined as corruption. It also defined as the misuse of public authority for personal gains, sweeping away all the legal process for a narrow personal gain is also defined as corruption. So the corruption is negatively impact on both the personal as well as the public life of our society. It highly affected the socio-economic and political system of our society. It is an immoral one. It is politically immoral. So instead of that, today we have seen the different type of, or we have to see the corruption in a different forms. Bribery, nepotism, the caste favorism, the intentional slowdown of work, all these are the different forms of corruption. Then we also define that the political corruption is a crime. Political corruption leads to a crime because it has to provide the motivation. It provides the motivation of corruption in public life. It encourages the misadministration on the part of our officials. It also immoral. Even nowadays, the tax evasions, illegal hoarding, the smuggling, economic offences, cheating, the violations of international exchange and employment cheating, these are all practiced due to the political corruption. That's why the political corruption led to various crimes. Then it is very difficult to root out the corruption. So instead of that, we have taken some measures. One of the main reasons for increase the corruptions are selfishness. The natural human tendency for selfishness, the eagerness of personal gain, and lack of strict supervision and weak legal enforcement, and the political will and public support are the main reasons for the corruption in our country. In order to eradicate this problem, a good political will, the ethical political leadership, we have to develop a good political, ethical political leadership. We have to develop the ethics and morality among our political leaders. And the educated citizens can weed out the practice of corruptions. Instead of that, today we have some institutions like Lokpal and Lokayukta are constituted to fight against corruptions. And even nowadays, the role of educational institutions are very important to root out this problem. And by installing CCTV cameras in government offices to increase the efficiency of the government work, and even the measures like awarding the hard punishment for corrupt officials, these are, and also increase the number of courts and judges, these are some of the measures we are taken to avoid corruption. Next problem, discrimination. Discrimination. Now we are discussing about discrimination. So discrimination is quite natural in our Indian society, not only in India, in every society we have to see discriminations. These discriminations are based on gender, caste, region. Whereas in India, particularly based on gender, caste, region. These based discriminations are become more serious in our Indian society. Whereas the discrimination based on gender, you know the gender, not grammar gender, of course. We have to discriminate between male and female, men and women, gender based discrimination. Caste based discrimination, region based discrimination that are more evident in our Indian society. They become a serious issues or the serious social problems of our country. Of course, our Indian society, whereas in sociology we are know about the structure of the Indian society. Our Indian society is based on patriarchal values. The Indian society is made up of patriarchal values. Father is head of the family. He has taken all the responsibility to look after the welfare of his family member. So that's why we have to discriminate the role of women and men according to the patriarchal values. Our Indian society is made up of patriarchal values. Under these patriarchal values, we have to discriminate between men and women. So we have to see the inequality between men and women. So it becomes one of the serious issue of our Indian society, that is the gender-based discrimination. This discrimination is made because of based on patriarchal values. Our Indian society is male-dominated society. That's why it resulted the inequality between men and women. So, in order to realize this factor, this problem, even after the independence, the government of India has undertaken many measures. The government of India has taken many measures to prevent or to avoid the gender-based discrimination. Firstly, providing reservation in education and employment. Provide reservation in education and employment. The government of India has taken, both the central and state government that have taken many measures, among them providing reservation in education and employment. Then reservation in elections. Reservation in elections. We have to provide the reservation for women in elections. Particularly in India, in local bodies, 1/3 of seats, 1/3 of seats are reserved in local bodies. In some states that are given, 50% of seats are reserved for women in local bodies. Whereas in Karnataka, we are given 50% of reservations are given for women in local bodies. ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ತಾಲೂಕ್ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಇಂಥವ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 50% ಆಫ್ ರಿಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಫಾರ್ ವುಮೆನ್. So these are some of the measures we have taken to prevent the gender based discrimination. So our Indian society is made up of patriarchal values. Based on these patriarchal values, we have to discriminate between the role of men and women. So it becomes one of the serious issue. So in order to realize this problem, the government of India has taken many measures, among them providing reservation in education and employment opportunities for women. And reservations are given in elections. And even 1/3 of the seats are reserved in local bodies. Whereas in Karnataka, 50% of seats are given reservation for women in local elections. These are some of the measures we have taken to end the discrimination prevalent between the gender. Like the gender based discrimination, the caste based discrimination is also one of the serious issue. The caste based discrimination, it is one of the greatest challenge of our country, the caste based discrimination. In India, we have a large number of caste and subcaste. We have to spoken the hundred thousands of languages. We have hundreds thousands of caste and subcastes. I think nearly 1200 caste subcaste from India there. Whereas in the early society, it is based on Varna system. During the early Vedic period, the caste-based discrimination is made based on their occupation: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. ಹಿಂದೆ ಅವರ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ವೇದಿಕ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ವೇದಿಕ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ. ದಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಣ based discrimination becomes serious. Under the Vedic period, there are 4 varna: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Particularly Shudra class were highly treated by upper class. But in modern society, we have a number, hundreds of caste and subcaste. So it became a gift for the Indian political system. Today, the caste system, it is a gift for Indian political system. Our ancient society, it is based on Varna system. Today, the modern society is based on the caste system. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂನ್ಸೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. ಯಾವ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಓಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದಾವೆ ಅಂತಹ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಸೇರಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಟುಡೇ our Indian polity, the caste system, it will become a gift for our Indian political system. During the time of elections, we have to see the mutual accussions between these castes. In order to realize this problem, measures have been undertaken in the constitution itself to prevent the caste based discrimination. Whereas Ambedkar, the maker of our Indian constitution, whereas Ambedkar, he has to face many problems with regarding the caste based discrimination. He was highly upset by the caste system. He fought against the inequalities among the caste. So, during the time of preparation of our constitution, many measures have been taken to prevent the caste-based discriminations. Many measures are undertaken in our constitution to prevent the caste-based discrimination. We have given, our constitution has given right to equality, right to freedom, right to equality, and right to freedom. Right to freedom. These are made fundamental rights. Right to equality, right to freedom, that are included in a third part of our Indian constitution. In a third part of our Indian constitution, we have provided right to equality, right to freedom. But instead of that, even nowadays the caste-based discrimination is going on instead of these efforts. It is very difficult to eradicate the caste-based discrimination based on legal measures. We cannot be solved only the legal interventions in order to eradicate this system. The society has to accept this change. We have to motivate the society. We try to achieve the social equality. We say that we have to achieve independence. We have achieved only political independence, but we have failed to achieve the social and economic independence in India. So, through these legal measures, it is very difficult to avoid the caste-based discrimination. Today there was a greater demand for securing the reservation based on caste. Nami reservation kudi, nami kudi. So it is about the caste-based discrimination. It became a greatest challenge of India. What is the difference between problems and challenge? Problems may be solved, but challenges, it becomes very difficult to solve. ಈಗ ಅನ್ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. Gender based discrimination, caste based discrimination, region based discrimination, it is very difficult to solve these. And we have challenges of the curriculum. It is not easily solved. Of course, in order to prevent the caste-based discrimination, the Constitution has taken some measures. We have given right to equality, right to freedom. But instead of these legal measures, it is very difficult to solve. Next, regional inequality. What we call as regionalism. Regionalism means an exclusive attachment or over loyalty towards the region where we are living. ನಾವು ವಾಸ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತ ರೀಜನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಓವರ್ ಲಾಯಲ್ಟಿ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಿ ರೀಜನ್ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್. ನಾವು ವಾಸ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತ ಏರಿಯಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಅಭಿಮಾನ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಗಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲವ್ ಅವರ್ ಮದರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್. ಸೊ So regional inequality, it become a serious problem of our society. Like the gender and caste inequality, the regional inequality is also one of the greatest challenge of our India. Whereas some regions of our country, geographically India is a vast country. The resources of our India, the natural resources are not equally distributed. The population is not equally distributed. The mineral and other resources are not equally distributed. It creates the inequalities. As a result, some regions that are highly developed, some regions are highly backward. Some regions of a country have achieved a lot of progress. On the same way, some regions of a country they remain backward. It becomes a great challenge. For example, in Karnataka, we have to discriminate between North Karnataka and Southern Karnataka. The southern part of Karnataka, the coastal region of Karnataka, what we call as Malnad region, they are highly developed. Whereas the northern part of Karnataka, particularly Ballari, Raichur, Gulbarga, Yadgiri, they are highly backward regions. So, we have to discriminate between the regions. So, in order to remove this type of discrimination, to remove such regional inequalities in a constitution, Article 371 has been amended from A to J. Article 371 has been amended from A to J to avoid regional inequalities. That means under this Article 371 it has been amended from A to J. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಡಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ಇಂದ ಜೆ ವರೆಗೆ ಏನು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಇದೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. But in spite of these measures, the regional inequalities that are highly developed, they are extended in many ways, and even in many cases they are demanding for their independence. For example, in Karnataka, northern Karnataka, they try to become an independent. ನಮಗೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ನಾವೇ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೊರಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಿಂದೆ ಕೂರ್ಗವರು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅವರೇ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ರು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹೋರಾಟ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ನಾವೇ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್, ಫರ್ದರ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್. ಹಿಂದೆ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಆಂಧ್ರ ತೆಲಂಗಾಣ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶನ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಜಾರ್ಖಂಡ್, ಛತ್ತೀಸ್ಗಢ, ಉತ್ತರಾಂಚಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಿಂದೆ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ, ಗುಜರಾತ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್. ಸೊ when we have to develop such regional feelings, it resulted the division of a country. Today we have 29 states. ಮುಂದೆ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ when we have to give an opportunity for development of such feelings, a number of states that emerge. ನಂತರ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದವರು ನಾವೇ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾರ್ತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನೇ ಸಪರೇಟು, ಸೌತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನೇ ಸಪರೇಟು. ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೈಲಿ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರಿಟಿ. Due to these developments, there was a great need to eradicate these regional imbalances. Today, we have a greater need to prevent such regional inequalities. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ ಯಾಕೆ ರೀಜನಲ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವು ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ದಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಸಮ್ ಮೆಜರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್. there was an urgent need to eradicate the regional imbalance of a country as early as possible. So whereas in Karnataka, in order to address these regional imbalances, a committee headed by Dr. D.M. Nanjundappa, in order to prevent regional inequalities, a committee headed by Dr. D.M. Nanjundappa, it has given a special report to the government to avoid regional imbalances in 2002. So Karnataka, in order to prevent regional inequalities, Dr. D.M. Nanjundappa committee has been formed. It has to study all the regions of Karnataka, and it has given some recommendation for improvement of the backward regions. It has submitted its reports in 2002. So today, a special status has been added under Article 371. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಏನಿದೆ, ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ, ರಾಯಚೂರು, ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ, ಯಾದಗಿರಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ 371 ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೈಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ 371 ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೆನಿ measures have been taken to development of these regions. ಬೇರೆ ರೀಜನ್ ಈ ರೀಜನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So the government has to spend more money. It has implemented various programs for the development of such regions. Like under Article 371 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So it is about the discrimination. In India, we have made discrimination based on gender, caste, and region. Or regionalism ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Regionalism means exclusive attachment or over loyalty towards their own regions. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ತಾನು ವಾಸ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸ್ಥಳದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅಭಿಮಾನ. Next problem, communalism, like regionalism, communalism. This one is not a physical problem. ಈಗ unemployment or employment ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಈಗ gender based discrimination, caste based discrimination, regionalism, communalism, it is very difficult to avoid. They are highly related to the attitude of the people. It is very difficult to eradicate these problems. Haಗಾಗಿ they become a great challenges ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊಸೈಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ತರೋದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್, ರೀಜನ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್. In such a way, communalism, it is also one of the major problem of our country. Communalism means intolerance. Intolerance. Two words. Intolerance. Two words. The other religion. Other religion. Intolerance towards the other religion. The same way, intolerance towards the other religion, regionalism. Communalism means intolerance towards the people of other religion. We correct people, sir. Towards the people of other religion, not region. It is also defined as segregation in the name of religion. Segregation in the name of religion. Segregation in the name of religion, and create hatred create hatredness and create hatredness and cultivate opposite self-interest and cultivate opposite self-interest. It's called as communalism. Segregation means to develop, to grow. Segregation in the name of religion and to create the hatredness. That means we have to develop the hatred feelings towards the other religious people. And we have to cultivate the opposite self-interest. It has to feel that our religion is superior, the other religion is inferior. Our religion is greater. Our values are greater. Generally, ನಮ್ಮ ಧರ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಅತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಏನಿದೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಕಮ್ಯುನಲಿಸಂ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. ತಮ್ಮ ಧರ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಅತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಅಭಿಮಾನ. Of course, every peoples we have to respect our religion. Religion is nothing but the way of life. But in many cases, in the name of religion, we have to develop the intolerance, or we have to develop the opposite self-interest towards the other religious people. That's it become a great problems. Due to this, it creates the social differences due to practice of communalism. Here it may be a 2 marks question. Communalism is an enemy of the society. How? Because it creates social differences, a mutual suspensions and fear situation in a society. It creates the social differences, a mutual suspensions, the fear situation in a society. It created the political competition, social groupism, economic hatred is expressed in communalism. It resulted in political competition. We know that the political parties that are support some religions. So it created the social groupism, economic hatredness. ನೋಡಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಅವರದೇ ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಂಘಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಠಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. They try to improve their community peoples. Our community peoples ಅನ್ನು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. They want to secure the more higher post for their community. So such attitudes that are highly developed. So it created political competition, social groupism, economic hatredness that are expressed in communalism. So when we have to develop such a type of feelings, it is highly affected the integrity and unity of a country. India, we find unity amidst diversity. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ವೈವಿಧ್ಯತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏಕತೆಯನ್ನು ಕಾಣ್ತೇವೆ. India has a different religious people, different communal peoples, different language spoken peoples. We are living together. We have to develop the sense of nationality. We say we are Indians, irrespective of any religion, any caste. Suppose when we have to develop such a type of communal feelings, it has developed the groupism in a society. It resulted the hatredness among these groups. It resulted communal wars. Later it affected the integrity and unity of a country. It is highly disturbed the peace in a society. And in many ways, it resulted in physical combat. It may destroy the public property, private properties. It led to the mutual accusations, the physical assaults and other undesirable effects. ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪೀಪಲ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಕ್ಕಿದಂಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ that are given this statement against them. Such a type of feelings that are exist. That's why communalism is an enemy of the society because it creates social differences, a mutual suspension and fear situation in a society. It resulted political competition, social groupism, economic hatredness as expressed in communalism. It is highly affected to the national unity and integrity of a country. It disturbs the peace in a society. It destroys the public and private property. It led to the mutual accusations and physical combats and many undesirable incidents that took place in our society due to development of communalism. That's why communalism is one of the enemy of the society. So communalism puts the self-interest instead of that national interest. It is against the national unity. And even the communal forces make attempt to increase their communal force in the country. They try to improve their supporters, they try to increase the number of their followers, they want to increase their religion. They attempt to preach their religion. And they also create the suspension towards other religion. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅಂತ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. They try to improve their strength, their number, their supporter. They attempt to preach their religion was superior and they have to develop this suspension towards the other religion. So totally it affects the national unity. So in order to realize that many measures are taken, now we want to know what are the measures we have taken to control communal feelings. What are the precautionary measures to address this challenge? Firstly, uniform civil code. Uniform civil code. Andre a single system of legal laws, a uniform civil code. Or ಯಾವುದೇ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿರಲಿ, the legal laws are applicable equally to all. Uniform civil code. Equality among all citizens. Equality among all citizens. Equality among all citizens. Uniform civil code, equality among all citizens. Supporting secular values. Supporting secular values. Supporting secular values among the citizens. Or to develop secular values in a society. We have to develop the feelings towards the favor of nation. We have to develop nationalism. Economic and social equality. Achieve economic and social equality. Or to remove economic and social inequalities. And develop to faith among the citizens. To develop a good faith among the people or the citizen. To develop the good faith among the peoples, or to foster the faith among the citizen of a country, and to develop healthy nationalism. Develop healthy nationalism. Healthy nationalism. So these are some of the precautionary measures we have taken to control the problem of communalism. By taking these measures, we try to avoid. So here it may be a 2 marks question. What are the measures that are taken to prevent communalism, or how we prevent communalism? Through creation of uniform civil code and to achieve equality among all the citizens, to support secular values among the citizens, and to achieve economic and social equality, and to develop the faith among the people and develop healthy nationalism. By taking these measures, we have to prevent communalism. It may be one more question: what is communalism, or define communalism? Or communalism is an enemy of the society? How? So these are the questions asked in the examination.